Welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and I'm a personal stylist for the everyday woman. So today we have got a video which I'm gonna have to work on the title a little bit, but essentially the premise is if I was to start my spring capsule wardrobe from scratch, what are the items I would put in it and why? Now the first thing to say is that your wardrobe and my wardrobe might consist of completely different things. It might consist of some similar items. It all depends on your lifestyle. When you see these influencers who aren't actually stylists, they're very good at styling themselves, but they're not stylists as such. And when you see them just showing you 15 items that you must have in your wardrobe, then quite frankly, that's a load of rubbish. So if, for example, you rarely go out, then probably 95, 96, 98% of your wardrobe is going to be focused on items that you wear around the house or just for casual trips out or whatever. It's not going to be full of high heels and mini dresses and going out type of clothes. So when I'm describing what I'm about to describe to you, I would really urge you to think, does that fit into my lifestyle? Would it benefit me in any way? And do I need it? Hopefully from what you see today, you've got lots of these pieces already in your wardrobe and maybe you just gain a little bit of inspiration on how to style them together, or perhaps something that you could add to your wardrobe, which you will then realize will be really beneficial in pulling everything else together. Now, as we always ask, if you could press that subscribe button, we would be very grateful. There's only actually about 6% of you who watch the channel on a regular basis who have pressed that subscribe button. I can't tell you how important it is to us for you to press that button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means the world to us. And we bring you this for free, and we'd love to continue to bring it to you for free. But if you press that subscribe button, then you'll almost guarantee that we will continue. Now before we start that video, I'm going to show you a couple of things. So this is probably one of the most requested products that we get asked information about, and that is Vivaia shoes. You all seem to absolutely love them, and I'm not surprised because they are probably the most comfortable shoe you could ever wear. And this spring, I think it's probably their most stylish range to date. And starting off with this pair, which is very aptly called the all-day standing pointed flat shoe. I think it's called their Veronica. It has an amazing point on it. They actually call it their pointed toe roomy toe box. So you're getting the elegance of a pointed toe, but you're getting more room inside to actually achieve that. So they are super, super comfortable. They've got a dual arch support in there. And look at the padding there on the ankle. You're not going to get blisters in those when you are standing all day on your feet. But they're also bringing it out, and it's not quite here at the moment, but we've got a link for you to actually register your interest and get in there first, because I think they are going to sell out super quickly. And that is their new Flat Pro. So it's kind of similar to the last one. It's got the pointed toe, but it's got the really flattering pointed bit there as well. But it comes with two different insoles. One is for really narrow feet. So basically you can make the shoe slimmer, or the other one is if you've got wider feet. Each pair comes with both options for you as well. I know certainly a lot of people who have got narrow feet, they walk out of the shoes with a ballet flat like this. So that's a really good new addition for them. Now I think they're launching it sometime in April, so maybe by the time this video comes out, they might actually already be available. So if they are, we'll obviously link them. But if not, have a look in the description box, and that's where you'll find the link to get the early bird price on them and to sign up for a pair. And we'll be linking everything in the description box as normal for you. Now they also do a heeled version, and whenever I've got a client who says I can't wear heels, this is where I go for them. They've got the double arch support inside there. They've got the anti-blister heel grip there. And look at the size of the heel. It must only be about 1.5 inches. And often that's no different from a block heel on a boot or something. But the fact that you've got the point going on with this roomy point as well is going to make any sort of trouser or dress look a lot more elegant. They've also got this sort of diamond cushiony insole as well, which all helps with the impact when you are standing on a heel. So definitely a good one. Again, they come in loads of different colours. Now, a couple of new styles that I've picked out for myself this time are these. So a couple of pairs of Mary Janes. Now, you will have heard me say on numerous occasions that the pointed toe is better, but if you're not on board with that, then a square toe is the best solution. And also a square toe that combines this deep V there, because you're almost getting that elongation that you would from a pointed toe on the front of the shoe. Now the strap across there is going to have a shortening effect on your legs. So you have to make sure that the rest of the styling is done appropriately, that if you've cut your legs off somewhere, you need to gain that height back somewhere else by perhaps tucking your top in or something on those lines. I also picked them up in the rounded ones just to give them a go, and I have to say, they are incredibly comfy. Again, all machine washable, water resistant. And they all have the non-slip rubber outsole on them as well, all made from sustainable materials. So use my code and we'll link everything in the description box for you. Okay, so let's get started on the Capsule wardrobe. Now you can see there is a lot of pieces on here. That's because it's relevant to my lifestyle, and I have a number of different parts to my life that I need to get dressed for. Sometimes I need to be really smart. I actually love being in just really easy casual clothes. That's my sort of go-to. And then for me, there's a lot of outfit building that I need to do in order to show my audience how to wear things. So hopefully your wardrobe won't be quite as full as this, because it doesn't need to be as full as this. But the first thing I want you to notice is how all of these items on the rail are all neutrals. So they're all what we call base colours. So you've got your browns, your blues, your whites, your creams. Literally anything could be matched with anything else on this rail. I haven't suddenly just got a purple jacket or a pair of bright, I was about to say a pair of bright yellow trousers. I am wearing a pair of bright yellow trousers, but this is part of another wardrobe I have, which is like my presenting wardrobe and things like that. So we're not covering that type of occasional type of wear today in your normal Capsule wardrobe. But the point is, you can see actually, if I did have this bright pair of yellow trousers hanging up here, then I would have enough of the white pieces here to go with this. So I could actually swap that out really easily. I could swap it for the navy blazer that I've got there, because navy and yellow go really nicely. But the navy and yellow only go nicely if I was to perhaps put some white in between. So now the navy and yellow would go. So this white in the wardrobe becomes very, very important. It's the glue that holds everything else together. And if any of you saw our Mother's Day treat video that we gave to a lovely NHS lady that we gifted her for Mother's Day, she had grey hair. So one of the first things she said to us is, I can't wear shades of white or cream. First thing we put her in was white and cream, and could she wear it? Absolutely, she could wear it. In fact, in over 25 years of styling, I have never met anybody who couldn't wear it. It's more about where you wear it and how you wear it. So if it does drain you out, you wouldn't have a high neck white top, you'd have a lower neck white top. And if we start there, it's really important in the wardrobe, and I know a lot of you have probably heard me say this so many times, but within your white tops, you need different fabric compositions, different sleeve lengths, different types of white top, so that you've got something appropriate for every eventuality that you have in your lifestyle. So we've got a motif t-shirt there. That is going to give a younger, sort of cooler vibe to certain outfits. We've got a shoulder padded t-shirt there. That's going to help broaden my shoulders if I've got a wide leg trouser or a baggier trouser on. Then we've just got a vest top there if the weather's a little bit cooler. And if it isn't so cool, we've got a long sleeve white top there. So it doesn't matter what weather conditions I'm faced with, a white top that's going to be appropriate. Where people fall down is that they have one white top in their wardrobe. And if we're in a styling session with them, for example, we always have to take a load of white tops with us to show them how the different fabrics, the different compositions, the different heaviness, the weights, all make a difference in the wardrobe. So if anybody is starting their wardrobe from scratch, this is what I would invest in first of all. And again, you only have to watch Maria's video from last week. I will put a link up to see how absolutely every item could have been styled with white. Now, if the weather isn't appropriate for a light layer of white, you then need to think, well, what is my warmer layer of white, cream, neutral colours? So in this case here, we've got a selection of 3 different jumpers. So I've got another motif one there. That's more like a sweatshirt, and I tend to wear that over my gym wear a lot because I'm often in gym wear. That is a Uniglow one, which essentially is the same jumper. So one would think, well, why do you need that one if you've got that one? Apart from the obvious motif there on the side, this is going to give a very different look. This is going to drape different. It's not going to add any extra bulk. It could go under a blazer really well, where that one can't. And then if we want to elevate it, then we have got the trusted Lily Silk beautiful number there that is your cashmere that is going to give me some warmth. So straight away there you can see that I've covered my lifestyle with tops and I've covered different weather conditions. But I don't just want all white jumpers, I get it. So I've added a blue one in. And I've added a blue one because I know it's going to go with everything else in my wardrobe. I know that I've extended the white principle into my blouses. So I've got a lovely white blouse there. Stick that collar outside there. I'm sure you've all seen me wear that before. And now you've got the blue and the white. Add a pair of jeans in and you've got a lovely outfit straight away. If that blouse was in red and black flowers, for example, it wouldn't go with my blue jumper, it wouldn't go with any of my white jumpers, it wouldn't go under a white blazer, and it certainly wouldn't go under any brown coats. So generally speaking, I always go for neutral tops rather than pattern tops. That said, I do like a stripe in my wardrobe, but in styling we do class stripes as neutrals, so they never date basically, where a pattern top can date very, very quickly. But even within my striped tops, you can see I've got one that is short and cropped. That goes really well under a blazer or if I've got a baggier jean on. And this one here has got a beautiful collar on there that sticks out lovely underneath a jumper. So it's fine to have 2, 3, 4 striped tops in your wardrobe as long as they've all got a slightly different purpose. Now that said, this year I have bought a patterned blouse and actually I have worn it a lot. But I was very deliberate in the pattern and the style of blouse that I chose. So I chose a style that wouldn't date very easily. I chose a colour base that I knew was going to go with everything else in my wardrobe. Can you see that? It would go into my white blazers, it would go under that blue jumper, it would go under my jackets here. I only have to pull out my suede jacket there and a pair of jeans, and you can see that everything mixes and matches. Once again, if I'd bought that patterned blouse and it was yellow and green spots, then that wouldn't have gone with everything else. Now for me, I start pretty much every day of the week by doing some reformer Pilates, rebounding, or some strength training. So gym wear is incredibly important. But even my gym wear is in complementary colours that I know is going to go with everything else. So if we pull out this lovely set from Vivaia, for example, I want the ability to put a plain t-shirt with it if I want to, and I could build that outfit up and put a jacket with it. But if it's a day like it is today, it's beautiful outside, then I might still need a light jacket, but I don't need something as heavy as I just mocked up there. So in my wardrobe, I've got this little waistcoat, which goes really nicely with my gym set. So the fact that I've got the waistcoat in that neutral colour, that's not coincidence. That's the fact that when I went looking for a waistcoat, I knew it had to be in a neutral colour so that I could style it up with my jeans, I could style it up maybe with a dress over some shorts and all of my gym wear. And then you can see as a set there, I've just added in a cap and you've got a really nice outfit. But the important thing is that the base layers here all go with every single set. Now, if we wanted to elevate any of these looks up, the only way that we can do that is either with accessories, so jewellery, shoes, or outerwear. So it means that within a capsule wardrobe, those three things are king. And your spring capsule wardrobe will not work unless you have considered all of those things. Too many times I see a client with a lovely, beautiful dress, but she has to grab a coat at the last second. She grabs whatever is there on the coat rail and it just ruins her outfit completely. So in order to get an elevation in your coat, then perhaps you could look at the fabric. So we've got a suede coat here. That's the Sezam one. I've had it for a few years. It makes any outfit a lot smarter. And then I've got a new recent purchase actually. That's a Karen Millen leather jacket. And that just looks lovely with a pair of jeans, a pair of nice boots for the evening. I actually wear that as a top and a coat together. If I only had my barn coat in my wardrobe as my one sort of beigey neutral coat, I've got nowhere to go with that with elevating it up. So the fact that I've got, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jackets on there, I will be honest and say to you that I probably have something on the lines of 10 to 15 jackets at least in my wardrobe. And that isn't even considering the winter coats. So I honestly do think that jackets, certainly here in the UK, is one of the most effective tools in your wardrobe for helping you create different looks for different weather scenarios and different lifestyle situations. Let's move over here to the jeans because you can see several pairs all on the rail. Now, is it necessary to have so many different pairs? My answer for my lifestyle is yes, it is, because I need to dress some up, I need to dress some down. I need some that are baggier on trend to wear perhaps with a tighter top on top, and I need some that are wider on the bottom. This ankle grazer crop jean, for example, goes really nice in the summertime when you can show your ankle off or you've got a long boot under it for the winter time. So that jean is really versatile across all weather. The white jean, slightly less so for obvious reasons because of the colour. So the first thing I do is I make sure that I have got a barrel jean in a different colour, maybe one that is more suitable when it's really raining outside or whatever it is. So I've got 2 pairs of the style that I currently like. Now, I'm not saying you need a barrel jean in your wardrobe, but what I am saying is that of the style you like, you probably do need it in a couple of different shades. And it could just be the lighter shade and the darker shade, knowing that a darker shade is going to be more flattering on you. But back to the barrel jeans. If I was to now grab a coat to go with those barrel jeans, that coat is longer and baggy. Now the styling of that will work if the coat is open. It won't work if the coat is done up because you're going to have baggy material here, baggy material there, combined with the fact that I'm only short, I'm 5'3½", it'll mean that everything will look a little bit overwhelming on me. Let me demonstrate this to you. So I am just getting myself ready for a shopping trip with a client and I can't decide which coat to wear, so I thought I would do it on camera and just talk you through the sort of process that I go through in terms of trying to decide. Also, as you can see, I've got 2 choices here with the shoes. So I've got this one here, that is a Marks and Spencer's, very, very comfortable. That one there is a Zara. Both shoes actually go because you've got the brown in the belt, the brown in the shoes, or you've got the white in the shoes and the white in the top. So you've got your 2 items that are helping to bring the outfit together. Now, jacket wise, the longer the jacket with a wide cropped leg, the shorter your legs are going to look. But that is particularly true if I was kind of standing like that. But that's not how your coat flows. The reality is that it sits sort of down the side of you there. And when it sits down the side of you, you can still see the front profile like that. So on a day like this, it's lovely outside, then that's where my jacket would be sitting. So I feel like even though it's a longer jacket, that's fine. If it was colder outside and I knew I was having to do my jacket up, then I definitely wouldn't go out like that. So in that case, I would then change my jacket. So if I grab another one and show you, so these bracelets are lovely, but they're rattling really badly and it is very, very annoying. So this is a new one from Zara. Really like this, short cropped one. As you can see, just keeping a white t-shirt on works with both. And there we go. So I know now if I have to do my jacket up, it's not going to make my legs look like hobbit legs. Fully nice as done open even, as it does done up. So I'm thinking on a shoe front, it should be just the most comfortable shoes because both actually go. The white, I suppose, makes it a little bit fresher and it feels like a really nice sunny day. So I might go with the white, but if it was a bit of a duller day, I'd probably go with the brown. Now, personally, I don't actually find jeans that comfortable. So I would rather be in a comfy trouser or usually a jogging pant of some sort. That's my go-to. These particular trousers, they're from Zara. Again, we put them on Maria the other week in the white. They were really nice. And they are effectively exactly the same shape as the barrel jean that I just showed you. But they're in a cotton lighter fabric. So it might be for you that you have lighter trousers like this rather than jeans in your wardrobe, but still making sure that the trousers go with everything else that you've got in there. Now for me, my leisure wear is really super important, and it's important for my lifestyle that I can elevate that leisure wear up as well, so I can leave the house in it. And as such, I do invest in my loungewear. So I really like the Varley stuff, as I've shown you before. The fabric and quality is literally unrivaled. And I've pretty much got every variation of their tracksuits in my wardrobe. However, I appreciate that they are a higher price point. So we've sourced you something else just from River Island. I'll show you that at the side of me. And that looks just as lovely on for a much better price point, particularly when you add in your accessories. So by itself, that's going to be quite ordinary. It's going to feel nice and soft, and that's going to be really cozy when you're just inside the house. But add in some accessories and you have elevated that straight away. And notice how the accessories all go with everything. And I haven't just got one bag there. I've got several bags. So if the weather wasn't so nice, not as sunny as it is right now, then I could pick up that brown bag to go with it. If it was a little bit more summery, I wanted to create the summer vibes, then I go for the rattan bag. That one's from River Island, by the way. So your accessories here are equivalent to your white tops. You've got them in different sizes, in different shapes, in different styles, so that you're ready for all your eventualities that you might come across for your lifestyle. If that means you've just got one backpack because that's all you need in your lifestyle, then that's absolutely fine. You don't need to go out and buy the multiple different ones. Now this links us nicely into the shoes. The shoes are just as important as the jackets and everything else. So right now we could add on a sandal like that. These are new sandals, by the way. I think a lot of people are going to like these. They're only £19.50 from Marks and Spencer's. I'm going to be wearing those with everything this year. I've also got a gold pair from Mango that I had last year that would equally go just as well with this wardrobe. But as you can see, those brown sandals will look really nice with a leisure wear piece like that. But equally, I've got some trainers that would look just as good because all of the colourways are going. If I really wanted to elevate it up, I could wear the loafers as well. These loafers are from Zara, very, very comfortable, but people are having to go down a size in those. Now I have another couple of pairs of shoes that complete my sort of spring capsule wardrobe, and that is a pair of neutral flats. They are the Marks & Spencer's ones, very, very comfortable, leather. I have to say I will probably be adding the Vivaia ones in there as well. But then I've also got two pairs of heels. One is a very small kitten heel, and that kitten heel is nearly the same level as my trainer. In fact, it's pretty much exactly the same level as my trainer. So that means that whatever jeans I wear my trainers with, I can also wear a heel with them. I don't have to cut the bottom of my jeans off or keep one pair for one particular high heel shoe or keep the trainer just for the shorter cropped one. So basically it gives you extra versatility. If you think you want a heel in your wardrobe, but you wear trainers all the time, make sure you go for a kitten heel. And that way you should find it really easy to swap from one to the other. And that all said, I do have a neutral higher heel shoe because it's needed for my lifestyle. I'm often in a really long flared trouser or something on those lines, and because I'm only 5'3.5" and lots of trouser legs are much longer, I have to have a backup pair of shoes in my wardrobe. But the backup pair of shoes is neutral, it's white, it's always going to make everything look much, much fresher. I put a reel up the other day actually in a navy dress, and I was actually going to a funeral, would you believe it, but I still put the white shoes on with it because it's warm out, it's nice and spring, and the white shoes always lift it. A dark navy or black shoe just would have really dampened that dress down. So I think for a lot of people having a white heel like this is very, very valuable and useful in the wardrobe. Now another item of clothing that I find really useful in my own wardrobe, but I also put it in the majority of clients' wardrobes, are one-piece items. So a jumpsuit of some sort. And as you can see here, I've got a jumpsuit which is a bit more casual in style and in fabric texture, but I know I can dress that jumpsuit up to look really nice, but it goes just as nicely with my trainers as it does with some heels. So quick outfit of the day for you today. I'm wearing this beautiful jumpsuit. It's actually quite thick, so it's perfect for this sort of mid-spring day where it looks really sunny. It is sunny outside, but it isn't actually that warm, but you still want to look like you're dressing in more summery items. So it's got pockets, we love a pocket. It's got this lovely tailored sort of bell bottom wide leg trouser there. At the moment I've just got it on with some sandals, but I could actually probably put some heels underneath that as well, or a platform trainer, and both would go just as well. A tie around your waist so nips you in there, and then it's got this beautiful long deep V-neck and the cap sleeves. Yeah, really, really very nice actually. I will link it in case anybody's interested. A denim jumpsuit, love that. This is the perfect weather that we're having right now for a denim jumpsuit. The reason these are good in your wardrobe is because you do not have to think about anything else apart from the fact that you've got shoes to match and you've got a jacket to match should you need one. And then obviously we've got the summer dress, the classic summer dress, but be that white or whatever colour it is in your wardrobe, you just need to make sure at this time of the year that that white dress goes with one of your jackets. And that will enable you to wear that white dress sooner in the springtime and then by itself in the summertime. So again, it's about creating more versatility and more wearability. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. Make your clothes more wearable in your wardrobe. That is the aim of any capsule wardrobe. So I hope you found that useful. A lot of the items that I've shown you today were in my personal wardrobe, but we've either found you alternatives or I've shown a few new pieces in there as well. But as always, we have linked everything. So if you just go to the description box, there's links there for both the UK and the US market. We would love to be able to link out to Europe and Canada, but unfortunately unfortunately your websites literally just throw us off and they put us back onto the UK site. So we can't do that, I'm afraid. Now do remember that code for Vivaia shoes. We'll put it on the screen now for you. If you're interested in that flat pro shoe that I showed at the start and it's not quite out yet, it might be, so just have a look on the links. But if it's not out, you can register your interest and you'll get an early bird discount on that. So again, that will be in the description box. But for now, thank you very much for watching and I will see you again next week. Bye bye.